My name is Marlem. I'm a research associate at Illumina, and I basically sequence DNA. I am the first of 5. I was born to teenage parents. My mom was only 13 years old when she had me. My mom didn't have her mom and her dad growing up. She was abandoned as a little girl, right? And so she lived life really, really fast. My dad, he also had to grow up really fast. He came to the United States and he's had to start working right away. We just kind of had to live and fend for yourself and figure it out as you go. And it felt like that for a long time. I was the only girl for a long time. We had 3 brothers after me, and then my sister, which me and my sister are 12 years apart. So I'm kind of like the mom to her. We all lived in a 1-bedroom house for a long time. We rented my whole first 18 years of life. I first got curious about science when I was probably around the 5th grade, and our teacher kind of blurted out like, hey, who wants to join this really cool program? They are gonna take you to the ocean, you're gonna learn about all these ocean animals and really become like a scientist. And so yeah, that summer I did a science program and taught us about different animals, went to the tide pools. I thought that was such a far reach, like I could never be a scientist kind of thing. I also didn't see a lot of women or a lot of Latino people as scientists around me. But through the organization, I did reach out to a few mentors who I thought really cared about my future. They were the ones that really said, like, you're passionate about this, you can do this growing up, you can go to college, you can become a scientist. That's something you can do. But it took for someone to tell me that, because even in my circle of family, no one was educated. If anything, it was the total opposite, right? They were either in gangs or, dropouts from high school. I just remember saying to myself, like, if you want out or if you want to be someone in this world, and this was some words that sometimes even my dad and my mom used, and told me and encouraged me, you need to go to school, you need to pursue further education so you don't end up like us. I really enjoyed my biology class in high school. I think I just picked it up really, really well, and I learned so many things. I learned about DNA, and I learned about enzymes, and I learned about all these different things, and I thought that kind of grew that side of me that was so interested in science, and I knew that I wanted to pursue that even further. I applied for multiple universities, and I got accepted to a few of them. My dream school was UC Santa Cruz. Got accepted, but then my final semester in high school, so my AP calculus class, I failed that class my senior year. And I got my acceptance revoked. So they told me, you cannot come to our school anymore. Even though you were a great student all of these years, because you failed that one, you can't come here. And I was really sad. I think I went into depression for a little bit, for like a whole year, my first year of college. And I did horrible. It did not reflect who I was as a student at all. I failed all of my classes the first year, all of them. And I went to San Diego City College, I went to Mesa College, and I went to Grossmont College. I took classes in all 3, and I was there for 5 years. There was an internship that opened up. I was selected to go into Illumina and have that career or that experience, that workplace experience, right? There was a lot of people that came in and out of that lab, and I was able to make conversations with those people and really show them, tell them who I am. So I finished those 2 weeks, and then he calls me back a whole year later. Would you like to come into the lab and work for Illumina? And I was like, what? Again, I don't have a bachelor's degree. I'm still in college. I'm in community college. The next meeting we had, she was like, you are officially an employee at Illumina. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that I was there. That's why it was so cool, because I never did I think that I would land a job like that. That didn't even cross my mind, because no one in my family or that I knew worked for a place like that. And for a long time, I felt out of place. So even though I felt like, wow, this is it, I did this, wow, I'm gonna start my career at Illumina, that's so badass, that's so cool. I did at the end of the day feel a little bit out of place. Everyone that I spoke to, I knew that they probably didn't have the same experience that I've had growing up. No one looked like me. There was not a lot of Latina scientists. I felt like I didn't deserve that. Like, this is too good for me. Like, way too good. I don't deserve this. Like, this should be someone else's spot. I shouldn't be here right now. But I have to tell myself, and I have to bring in the people that empower me to be able to reach that or feel like I can. It's something that I'm dealing with every day of my life in my career. I got married right before I got accepted to San Diego State University, so I had applied to transfer, but I got married, and then that same month after I got married, I got pregnant. And so I went to San Diego State University for another 4 years. I want more people that have gone through what I've gone through, like, be at Illumina or be at companies like Illumina, be at biotechs, be at, Google's. Even though it wasn't like a straight path, and it was more of like this wavy kind of path with a lot of like roadblocks, I always had my eye on the prize. And so I'm proud of those moments where I said, no, you're not giving up. You're going to keep going. I'm going to get that I want. And there's always a way. And I'm most proud of that.